Third phase.
We just finished watching the TMZ special about UFOs and the Pentagon with all the players, you know, Lou, Corbell, George Knapp. Well, they shared some things, but let me tell you, you got to buckle up, everybody, because we're going to be sharing with you pretty incredible stuff tonight. Things that should be seen on the major media. That's what Third Phase of Moon is all about, getting the word out as fast as possible. So let's just get to it. Welcome, everybody. It's Blake Cousins along with my brother Brent. We're going to be going over things from the past and things that were just caught within the past 24 hours. Watch this, coming out of Thailand. All right, let's take a closer look at this. To the right, you're seeing an up-close video, and to the left, the original video. You see this craft moving super fast across the sky over the mountaintops over there in Thailand. And we were able to get this from Lee Milligan. And look at it, it just goes behind the trees. Watch this again. We're going to get a closer look on this object moving extremely fast. This video is not sped up in any way. It's in real time what we're watching here, and it is quite incredible. Whatever this object is, some people might say this could be the Go Fast, and we see some trails behind it. Look at how it was just standing there just for a second. Watch that. Boom. It was just stationary, and then it takes off. Watch it again, right there, and then it just takes off. That's crazy, Brent. What's your thoughts on this? Definitely, this is what people would call the Go Fast. You could even see kind of static electricity or whatever's kind of sparking along this glowing sphere. You almost see trails along the pathway as it moves through the sky. Look at this thing. It's moving so fast at one point, and then it just accelerates. This is a good capture. I look at the people on the ground, they just missed it. You can see that girl just turned her head and they're not paying attention to what's in the sky. They have no clue what's actually going down, but whoever captured this had a very stable hand to really grab the capacity of what's going on here. The erratic moves are incredible. Yeah, I'm looking at this even closer in this enhanced footage, and you're seeing like trails of sparks behind this. This is incredible. Is it a natural aerial phenomenon? Is there some kind of, intelligence behind it? Because right now, at one point, it just remains stationary right there, and then just boom, it takes off. Watch it again. And then wow, the acceleration, the speed behind this. It was stationary at one moment, and then we see the side-by-side comparison. This thing's off at a distance. This is amazing footage. Appreciate it coming in, and like you see in the video to the left, the people had no idea it was there. That's super cool. Now, we even have more Tic Tacs, and this one was captured in England. Watch this. So Doug Kershaw submitted this to us just earlier today, and he actually did his own enhancements on the video. So we're looking at this very close now after Doug did some really great work here, getting a good close-up of, again, this is incredible. The public's capturing things all over the world, and this, in my opinion, is the Tic Tac. Brent, what's your thoughts? Yeah, we've seen videos like this in the past, and we're always going to share them. It kind of leaves one to the imagination. Could this be the phenomenon known as a Tic Tac? Again, there could be some disparities in the video quality. We're zooming up on this thing, and maybe the wings are just maybe slightly blurred out and maybe not hitting the tips of the wings from the sunlight, creating a glint. But then again, this definitely looks like a cylindrical Tic Tac, and it's just cruising up there in the sky as it goes behind the trees. I like that Doug got a good close-up and the enhancement at the same time. You can see the winds are pretty gusty at this time, and this thing's remaining pretty steady. Is this what people call the tic-tac? Are the public actually filming it in real time? Absolutely, Brent. They're filming it every day, and I would have to rule out an airplane. You're right, Brent. We don't see any indications of a tail or anything like that. Now, let's get to this. A TR-3B sighting that was captured. Watch this.
But that looks like a fucking UFO. Is that not a UFO? Or like a giant drone or something?
Are we looking at the infamous TR-3B? Incredible footage coming in. What could this craft be other than the TR-3B? We're looking at it, and I want to get your guys' opinions. What the heck is going on? Could you imagine driving on the side of the road at night and seeing this large craft hover over you? An incredible capture. Brent, what do you make of this? Is this CGI or is this something legit here?
Yeah, this one's going down in one of Thirdphaseofmoon's best categories for the TR-3B, and what we're looking at is something amazing. You could see it actually go behind the trees, which gives it scale. You could tell this thing's very large. I would estimate approximately 60 to 100 feet. You could see the three lights on the triangle itself, and then the spotlight right in the middle, which really resembles the TR-3B, Blake.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that we're looking at it very up close. Some people might just say that this is a reflection from within the car itself. I don't think so. What we're looking at is in the air, in the night skies, and I'm hoping other people may have captured this. If it was in Michigan at night last month, anybody out there, if you've seen anything like this, submit that video to us, because right now we've had a lot of TR-3B footage over the years, but I gotta say this is looking pretty good. I got a feeling the TR-3B is about to go public. I've been saying this for a little bit, but I think more and more as time goes on with the Space Force and the technology behind it, we're going to be coming up with a documentary in regards to the technology behind the Space Force. It's going to be incredible, but I'm going to have to add this into the documentary because this is a dang good representation of what we've been talking about. People around America and across the world have seen the large triangular shaped craft, and I believe it to be real, and I believe it has anti-gravity reverse engineered properties to it. So again, what's going on here? What the heck it is? Leave your comments below. We've got even more videos. Roll it.
No, in the sky, I think.
Yeah, out there.
No.
Oh.
You don't see that? Kind of look weird.
Yeah.
What are they?
I don't know.
What am I?
I don't know.
Who are you?
I don't remember.
He is we.
Good news on this video. We have reached out to Shauna, who captured this incredible sighting while within an airliner, and she manages to get back to me within hours and give us permission to share this with you. But not only that, we have her testimony. Listen to what Shauna has to say. Go ahead, Shauna.
Hi, my name's Shauna. I'm the one that took the video. And the story behind the video is me and my partner were flying back from Puerto Rico. And at the time we were flying over Boston. So I decided to take out my phone and just, you know, get a little video of us landing, coming through the clouds, get the city, stuff like that. And while I'm filming, my partner looks at me and he's pointing out the window. He's like, "What is that? Do you see that?" And I thought he was talking about like maybe a boat because the harbor was right there. And I was like, "Oh, it's just a boat. I don't really see anything." He's like, "That's not a boat." And so I look some more, and then I zoom in because it's just this disc just sitting there in the sky. And I'm just looking at it, I'm like, what is that? Like, it's way too small to be a plane. It's way too low to be a plane. It's not even moving, it's just hovering there. There's no propellers on it, so it couldn't be a drone, you know? So I'm just like going through the possibilities of what it could be. And I'm just like, me and him just agree, like, that has to be a UFO. It has to be. There's no other thing that it could be, you know? And we were on a plane with maybe 15, 20 people at most. So I'm looking around, I'm like, is anybody else seeing this? Like, or are we the only ones? And it doesn't seem like anybody else is paying attention to it. So, and I took that video about 2 weeks ago, and since then I haven't seen anything on the news, anything on social media. I haven't seen anything about it. So I figured, well, might as well post it on Twitter, put it on TikTok, get it out to as many people as I can. And maybe somebody can like try to debunk it or can solidify my belief that it is a UFO. But yeah, it's just, I'm literally just so surprised that I even got a video of something like that. I'm very happy that I did, don't get me wrong. It's just crazy to me, you know? And in the video, it looks like, so it might look like it's moving a little bit, but it's not. It's just because it's right here and the plane was kind of going around it. And eventually I lost sight of it, so I took my camera off of it because I couldn't see it anymore. But yeah, it's clear as day, you know? And I'm just completely in awe at the fact that I even got something like that on camera. So yeah, that's the story behind it. Thanks for listening, and hope you believe that it's a UFO too, because it is.
When you get testimony and video footage, I don't know how much better that gets in regards to the UFO phenomenon. I don't know what UFO site you're watching on YouTube or any other internet platform. Third Phase of Moon is the place to see the latest up-to-date UFO sightings, including incredible testimony from the people themselves. Brent, what do you make of Shauna's testimony here? What are we looking at? We could rule out CGI. This is a very genuine craft. Is this resembles the Tic Tac too, like the Navy pilots themselves that had their encounters?
Yeah, I like the way things are going here, Blake. People are submitting their UFO sightings on a daily basis, and we're able to share it with you directly within hours. Could this be, like you say, the Tic Tac? What people are actually seeing, the Navy pilots. Now we're seeing it inside commercial airplanes, and this one's really low. You look at it, and it's just probably about 1,000 feet off the ground, and it's huge. I don't see any wings on this, Blake. It definitely looks like more of an elongated Tic Tac, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're putting a side-by-side comparison, the original to the left, and I try to manage to get as close as I could to this craft, and we're seeing a shadow under the underbelly of it, but again, we don't see any tail or a wing on it that rolls out any kind of airliner. This is something else. Could it be a blimp? Again, I'm not seeing any kind of undercarriage, a cabin underneath, or any propellers behind it. Whatever this is, in my opinion, is out of the ordinary, exactly as the Navy states, elongated Tic Tac. It's white, has a shadow underbelly underneath, and I'm guessing that this thing is approximately 50 to 100 feet. Exactly what it is, I'm not sure, but again, Space Force is coming to mind here, Brent.
Yeah, absolutely. It just keeps ramping up over here. The UFO sightings are off the hook, and people might say these are CGI coming into third phase, and we got to rule that out. These are coming in from legitimate sources, just regular, normal people that film strange things in the sky, and they're submitting it right here at Third Phase of Moon. And I got to give my hats off to these guys for delivering these incredible UFO sightings.
And it's not easy either. I gotta hand it off to Shauna too. It's brave for people to come forward, give their testimony. They don't know what they're seeing in the skies. They just want answers like everybody else. And Shauna, appreciate you allowing us to share this with you and your prompt response today, getting us the video and the testimony. Awesome job, Shauna. Now, if anybody out there has captured anything incredible, my email is in the description below. The best way to do it is upload that video to YouTube, copy paste that link and send it to my email, and think about it. If you want to come forward, videotape yourself in a 2 to 3 minute response, give your description, when, where, how, what happened, send that along with your UFO sighting, and who knows, maybe you'll be featured in a Third Phase of Moon episode. It's exciting what we're doing right now. Again, we're the top UFO channel on the internet right now, and we've been reaching out some big players. We're trying to reach out to the New York Times, the LA Times, New York Post, Washington Post. We've got such a big archive. We're wanting to share our archives of the Tic Tac from real people to the newspapers. But guess what? It seems like it's really hard, and we're going to be doing an update on that. We're going to show you the attempts that we've made, and it seems like the media wants to keep the UFO phenomenon a blackout. They just want to deal with the TTSA and the Navy videos. They don't want to touch anybody else in regards to this, dealing with real people and real evidence. UFOs possibly harnessing the energy from the sun. Videos have been making the rounds lately, and we received one from George Rabb just moments ago in regards to this phenomenon. We're showing you the video right now, and it's mind-boggling to understand the comprehension behind this. What's going on? We're getting some close-up shots of the anomalies. What is going on here? It's very bizarre because when we do a close-up shot, I'm slowing it down just a bit, you can see this plasmic UFO enter the sun and whip out on the other side. It's very bizarre because this doesn't look like any kind of conventional aircraft, nothing in our assets. Is this something interstellar, something close to the sun, something massive in size, possibly the size of planet Earth itself? This object is mega in whatever its structure is. It's hard to say what is the meta propulsion behind this technology. We've got the entire panel that's going to be joining us tonight. They're going to be chiming in with their thoughts in regards to this incredible video from George Rabb, including George, who captured this. He's going to give us a statement. Buckle up, everybody. This is Third Phase of Moon. So let's get it on and start it off with Goofon. What's your thoughts here, Goofon?
Hey, thanks guys. Yeah, I appreciate this. This video's pretty interesting. So what I'm looking at now is, in the first part, an object that looks like a meteor heading into the sun, and then another object coming out. So one goes in at the top, like around the 11 o'clock position on the left, and then one comes out the bottom. Another one is leaving the sun. And this gentleman here who captured this says he has 3 videos here in 6 hours or something like that. He's never seen it before. And he watches the sun every day. So what we have here are objects entering the sun and objects leaving the sun, which I find very unnatural. I don't understand if we're actually seeing what we're seeing, or it is just an illusion of the sun itself. So when the objects are going into it, is it what we're seeing, or is it just because the sun is so bright that it's creating this effect that it looks like meteors leaving the sun and entering the sun? I know it sounds weird, but maybe it's just airplanes and it looks like they're coming out of the sun. But I can't explain the trails going in and the trails following the objects leaving the sun. To me, it's unnatural. I've seen this video now several times, and all I know is you can get a lot of strange anomalies with certain cameras in certain situations, like focusing in on the sun or focusing in on something very bright. I wonder if this gentleman took video of a light bulb and maybe moved something towards it and and see if it leaves the same effect of streaks following in or out of passing in front of a light bulb. I don't know, just something to think of, because if this is real and objects are going in and out of the sun like this, I want to know why, and we're being lied to. NASA knows about it, I guarantee it. And if this guy knows about it, who else knows about it? That's what we need to look into. Who else has the same information? That'll verify it. That'll give me a little peace of mind to know that the sun isn't being, I don't know, extracted of its energy that we need here on Earth. It's pretty wild stuff.
Interesting stuff. Absolutely great insight, Rich from GoofOn. Appreciate that. Now let's take it out to Doc Skinner from 1028 Productions. What do you think of these anomalies, Doc?
So I'm looking at this video you guys sent me, which was filmed overlooking Mount Mitchell in North Carolina in the Appalachian Mountains. And it's pretty peculiar stuff. The first thing we see is an object flying into the sun. And my first thought would be, okay, it's a comet or something crashing into the sun. But as we move on forward, we see that these objects are actually leaving the sun and leaving a wake behind them of, I guess, sun stuff, and it is pulling it out as it ejects from the sun. Now, there's been many theories on something like this where these craft are capable of entering the sun and gaining the energy from the sun to refuel their tanks or their batteries or whatever it is that flies their ships. And others have speculated that these objects are actually traveling in and out of the sun because the sun, and this has been speculated, that the sun is actually a stargate. And people speculate that the fact that Egyptians and other cultures worship the sun, saying that it is a god, what if the sun is an actual stargate? Of course, we've never gone into it ourselves, but this is quite amazing footage. Like I said, the first image crashing in, you think, okay, it's a comet, but when they're ejecting from the sun, that is where it gets compelling. So, is this a portal, or is this, spacecraft using the sun to refuel their energy, or is this a Stargate? It's interesting. I personally do not wish to find out myself, get too close to the sun, but yeah, this is an awesome video. Awesome video.
Absolutely, Doc. Great insight. I want you guys to notice this. There's one part of the video where it seems that there's a beam of light extending from the sun for thousands of miles. What the heck is this? Is this some kind of ray coming from the sun? Some beam of light? It's very strange. I'm looking at it closer. I don't know what this is. What could have caused this? Very strange. Now let's take it out to Michael from Dark Hour Paranormal. What's your thoughts?
When I initially started watching this video, I thought, maybe that's some space debris or a satellite that is somehow falling into the sun, or perhaps it's going in front of the sun and we just can't see it. But as you get further into this video, that hypothesis does not stand up. I really appreciate the effort that this gentleman went through to isolate the object that he had captured on film for us to get a better look at. Now, I said object, but it really should be plural, because he sees 6 of these objects enter into the sun and come back out. It does remind me of some video footage that we've reviewed recently on Third Phase and Third Phase of Moon had presented respectively, wherein we did see objects going into the sun, but in this case, they're coming right back out. Now, another interesting aspect that I see in this video is when the object gets close enough to the sun, there's all of a sudden some sort of trailing or streaking as it gets closer and then finally disappears into the body. Now, interestingly enough, we also observe the same phenomenon when the object exits the sun. So, in reviewing this video, I can't really determine exactly what it is that we're looking at here. I'm not aware of any materials that we're using that can withstand the temperatures found in the sun, and to say that it moves in and out freely and intact, I still can't think of anything that we have created that would produce that sort of effect. This video is absolutely fascinating, a fantastic submission. It's almost as if there's a party or a galactic meeting occurring at the center of the sun and we're not invited. What exactly is going on in there?
All right, I'm happy to say Dr. J from Dr. J Radio Live has just joined us. He's watched the video. I sent it to him just moments ago. Dr. J, what's your thoughts on these anomalous objects?
Another viewer of Third Phase of Moon keeping his eyes in the sky along with his camera in the sky zoomed up to the sun. Now what do we have here? We have objects, 6 different objects or 3 different objects captured in 6 videos that are coming and going towards the sun. First of all, what are they? Skeptics and debunkers alike are going to say this is natural phenomena such as solar flares and solar storms. However, I have never seen anything like that. Nothing, no solar flare has ever looked so uniform and has traveled in such a way that could be looked at as a UFO or flying saucer. The next big question is, what is the purpose that they're going there for? Are they actually going into the sun, or are they just going near the sun and getting their energy recharged, their power source recharged, or are they looking for something else more? In the past, there have been videos that have shown that what alleged craft that have been near the sun that have actually had plasma that has been from the sun to the craft. So it's alleged for decades that that's what they're doing. That's what I'm wondering here, except we don't see this craft, if that's what they are, stop near the sun, but we see the craft actually disappear behind the sun.
Now, I got Brent here, and I want to get Brent's thoughts. What's your thoughts on these anomalies, Brent?
This guy's got a hell of a lens. You can see his telephoto has a really good close-up of the sun and ripping in from one side of the sun and then making an exit right out the other. And like Blake said earlier, the plasmic trail that is left behind, it gives this nice little subtlety of what is this? It's something that's seems otherworldly. I like the way George really had an eye. It seemed like there was a bunch of these anomalies happening within a little time frame, and great job, George, by capturing this with his great equipment.
Now, let's get to this. George Rabb recorded this for me just moments ago. He explains when he captured this and where. Listen up.
Hey guys, I just wanted to send this video to you. I took this back in October of 2020. I was hiking in the mountains, in the Pisgah Mountains in western North Carolina. And like I always do, I like to film the sun rising over the mountains. And it wasn't until this summer I happened to be looking at this video and I saw something that was really unusual. So I sent it to you guys. I figured you guys could use it. And I would just like to get your opinion on it, see what you think about it. Anyway, thanks guys, I love your show.
It's incredible when we get submissions from the public, but what's outstanding is when people put their faces in front of the camera and give us their side of the story, their testimony. I gotta thank George Rabb for submitting his videos to us today, including his videotaped testimony. Fantastic work, George. I appreciate it. I want to thank everybody that's joined us in this live premiere, including the panel giving their testimony and discussion in regards to this incredible video that George captured. If you've seen anything like this, did you get lucky enough to film a UFO? Well, we want to see it right here at Third Phase of Moon. I urge you to upload your UFO phenomenon, your video, to YouTube, and then copy paste that link to my email. It's in the description below. Everybody keep your eyes on the skies, be safe out there, and big shout outs to all the support over the past week in regards to the super chats and all the chats coming in. You guys rock. I appreciate it so much. Keep your eyes on the skies, be safe. Blake Cousins.
I think it's terrifying. I mean, this seems potentially like one of the biggest stories of my lifetime. And I don't care if it's about UFOs or whatever you call it. Something that we don't understand is getting very close to our military aircraft.
the technologies related to energy generation should come out first.
This hybrid aerospace underwater craft is able to basically generate an electromagnetic field.
It is President Trump's belief that the United States must remain as dominant in space as we are on land and sea and the air. And your charge is to see to that mission with the United States Space Force.
There were 3 people on my team assassinated, and I was almost killed.
With a lot of people that would like to know what's going on.
It's a matter of national security.
But apparently, just recovered are off-world vehicles not made on this Earth.
The president will respond to the subject the way they want them to. There's a black box with all the technologies that would give us a civilization that's sustainable, peaceful, etc., and that's been around for decades.
Everybody's asking the biggest question in the world. Are we alone?
Look, it's holding, it's just stalled out there.
The narrative that's being launched, which is a false narrative, is that we're not alone and that those civilizations are a threat. The problem is that the public has to be informed and involved.
It could be a brief statement saying, hallelujah, I'm finally vindicated.
I'm not completely convinced they're gonna let this stay like it is.
But the people who are surrounding that level of our politicians and government are not told. Like the movie Independence Day, where Will say, let's go kick alien butt.